Welcome to BNEWS Weekly. I'm Phil Gallagher along with BNEWS Director Rich Hosford, BNEWS reporters Robert Paris and John Vias, Peter Brown with the weather, Matt DiMarzio with sports, Maddie Shipkin with community calendar, and Marge McDonald with the senior report, senior news. Thank you for joining us. Burlington's Veterans Service Office and the Allied Veterans Council held their annual Memorial Day ceremony at the Chestnut Hill Cemetery to honor our nation's fallen heroes. BNews reporter John Vias was there and files this report.
A large crowd gathered under a cloudy sky on Monday to honor and pay respects to the men and women of the United States military who put their lives on the line for our nation's freedom. On Monday, May 28th, the town of Burlington's Veterans Service Office held their annual Memorial Day ceremony at the Chestnut Hill Cemetery.
This year's theme, there's the 15th anniversary of the initial invasion into Iraq in 2003. So we're going to emphasize that, but then we're also going to talk a little bit about, major differences between the war in Iraq compared to, let's say, Vietnam, Korea, or World War II, and emphasize the medical advancements and doctrinal technologies that has kind of led to a difference in recognizing veterans and then particularly recognizing killed and wounded in action in Iraq.
Board of Selectmen member Mike Runyon was there and said the day was a great turnout.
Despite the sort of unpleasant conditions today, we still had a very nice turnout. You know, the people of Burlington, the good people of Burlington come to the cemetery year in and year out despite the weather. Sometimes it's overbearingly warm, other times it's raining. We're fortunate to live here in Burlington. It's what makes Burlington a special place, is the people that live here and come out for events like this and volunteer, the scouts, the service organizations, the police, fire department. It's one big family. It's refreshing to see that on what is otherwise a solemn day in town.
This year's guest speaker was HM1 Mark Dodlin of the U.S. Navy.
It's very good to feel that there's this much love and sympathy and empathy for all our service members. We are a small group. We only represent about 1% of the entire population of the United States. People that actually serve, have served, will serve, or are going to serve in the armed forces. When someone from the military passes away, whether in battle or whether on the home side or the state front, it's always a great loss because that wealth of knowledge, information, dedication, and duty to not only the services but the United States and its citizens is a great loss that can never actually ever be measured.
This day is a reminder to remember all of our country's fallen heroes from then and now.
We can't forget what they're doing for us, what they've done for us. So taking a day and honoring them with respect is the least we can do. As a veteran, the only thing we really want is for people to know that we're doing our job to protect this country. When one of our members in the military passes away, that we should take at least one day a year to remember their sacrifice and to honor what they gave up, both with their families and their lives, so that we could be here today.
If you go anywhere in the cemeteries here in Burlington, you can see the patriotism of the community.
The importance of Memorial Day is to remember those who have fought and died in the battles of this country of ours, to keep our country safe, to defend the Constitution of the United States of America, guys that have fought and died to protect their buddies, save their buddies' lives, men and women in both armed services. That's what Memorial Day is really about.
From the Chestnut Hill Cemetery, I'm John Vias for BNews Weekly.
There was a long discussion about a proposed zoning bylaw change for one of Burlington's long-standing car dealerships during the final evening of the Maytown meeting. The proposal was submitted on behalf of the Herb Chambers Company and was written to allow the company to split the current Audi Burlington and Porsche Burlington, which are at the same Cambridge Street building, into two separate buildings. Attorney Mark Vaughn of Reamer and Bronstein, representing Herb Chambers, said the change was at the request of the Audi and Porsche companies, which in recent years have pushed to have separate locations for each brand. The plan, he said, is to keep the Audi dealership in the current building at 62 Cambridge Street and construct a new Porsche dealership next door at 64 Cambridge Street. This property is already owned by Herb Chambers and is currently being used by permission of a special variance for storing vehicles. Vaughn said the new building would be of modern design in keeping with the Porsche brand. Vaughn also pointed out to the difference in tax revenue for the town between a vehicle lot and a dealership. He said the existing lot generates under $20,000 per year, and the new building is estimated to garner roughly $200,000 in property taxes. There was some opposition to the proposed change in the zoning bylaw, the majority of which was voiced by Planning Board Chairman Jack Kelly. He said the planning board voted 6-1 to recommend the town meeting vote against the proposal. Kelly said members of the board had a number of concerns, the biggest of which was the way the warrant article was written. He said amending the zoning bylaws was a big move to accommodate one business, and that normally town meeting is asked to amend a map or a specific property. Kelly argued that by changing the text of the zoning bylaw, other businesses could use the change to seek a dimensional variance from the Zoning Board of Appeals to open other dealerships in town where they may not be wanted by residents. He said the planning board was also worried about an auto mile forming along Cambridge Street and argued that previous changes to zoning in the area were meant to limit new dealerships and that this amendment went against the spirit of those changes. In the end, town meeting voted 67 in favor and 26 against, narrowly meeting the two-thirds majority required for zoning change. The issue of sidewalks was a hot topic during the May town meeting. The first discussion arose during a warrant article for funding the paving of town roads and parking lots. The Department of Public Works, through the Board of Selectmen, requested $3 million with the plan of spending $2 million on road paving and $1 million on parking lot work. During the discussion, some town meeting members asked if it would be possible to include sidewalk work with this funding. DPW Director Sanchez said there is a separate sidewalk plan and that the need for road paving and parking lot work has been assessed and all the funds are accounted for in already planned projects. Town meeting member Monty Pearson, a longtime advocate of more sidewalks, proposed an amendment to include the word sidewalks in the warrant article. This was objected to by Sanchez and members of the Ways and Means and was ultimately voted down. The article was approved as written. The other article that raised a discussion on sidewalks was one put forward by town meeting member Sherry Ellis that called for the appropriation of $120,000 for the purpose of funding the completion of the Terrace Hall Avenue sidewalk. This proposal brought mixed opinions from town officials and the different committees. The Board of Selectmen had voted 5-0 against it, while the Planning Board voted 6-0 in favor, and Land Use and Capital Budget both voted 7-0 in favor. Ways and Means was split with a 7-6 vote in favor. The arguments against the proposal were that the funds were not in the budget. Also, in recent years, the town has provided funds to repair and improve existing sidewalks, but not to create new ones. Also, if the town decided to create this new length of sidewalk, other neighborhoods would petition the town to have new sidewalks built, and how could it justify turning them down? Finally, building new sidewalks everywhere residents wanted them to be built would be very expensive. The arguments for the proposal were that this new sidewalk was actually just completing a sidewalk on a road that already has one for most of its length. Proponents also said that it is clear that town meeting and residents want more focus on sidewalks by officials, and a direct proposal from a town meeting member seems to be the quickest way to make that a reality. In the end, the legislative body voted to approve the article by a wide margin. The Nordblum Company recently donated 4 high-end bicycles to the Burlington Police Department to update their bike fleet and help them on patrols. BNEWS Director Rich Hosford went to check it out and has this look.
Despite some light spring rain, members of the Burlington Police Department, the Burlington Area Chamber of Commerce, and a representative of the Nordblum Company gathered on the green space at 3rd Ave between Tony C's and Osterio Nino's for a special donation. Nordblum presented the police department with 4 brand new high-end bicycles to update their bike fleet and help with patrols. Members of the police department said they were impressed with the quality of the new bikes that allow them to patrol in places inaccessible by police vehicles and to have a greater presence in busy areas.
Yeah, these Fuji bikes, state-of-the-art, 27 speed. Before, our other fleet was 22 years old, were long in the tooth. These 4 right here have the best lights, bags, the best tools, toys, if you will, on these things. So we're in good shape going forward. The officers really enjoy them. They have all the bells and whistles. So we're very, very happy and grateful that we got these bikes donated.
Yeah, we're very thankful for the donation of the bikes. They get used extensively, particularly around the reservoir in the summertime, which has proved very valuable in keeping the illegal activity away from there. And we also use them around the 3rd Ave area at different times during the year. So we're very thankful to Nordblum for the donation, and they're great bikes.
One added bonus of having officers patrolling on bicycles is that they help build a better rapport with the community.
We seem to make a lot more positive contacts with people. People seem to be more open to talk to us. And like today, we're in a lot of these businesses, walking in and out, easy access, and the offices find it to be very enjoyable. The guys look forward to working the bikes.
The bikes can also give officers an element of surprise that vehicles don't allow for.
On the criminal side, we also have the ability to, catch people by surprise. They don't expect us to be at different locations, so it helps with some apprehensions or intervening in certain things.
Finally, the Burlington Area Chamber of Commerce leadership said it's always a positive development when the business community and the town can work together for the benefit of residents.
I think what you're seeing today is a great example of the continued partnership between the business community and the local community. The business community obviously supports our tax base through their commercial tax base, but it's also the Chamber of Commerce serves as the conduit to do the matchmaking for efforts like this.
At 3rd Ave, I'm BNEWS Director Rich Hosford.
People looking for a unique and challenging workout now have a new place in Burlington to check out. A Tough Mudder boot camp, sounds very scary, recently opened its doors in the Burlington Mall, in the Burlington Crossroads Plaza at 34 Cambridge Street. This is the 3rd location in the country, with the other 2 located in Las Vegas, Nevada, and Houston, Texas. Tough Mudder Boot Camp has a 45-minute classes that feature endurance and strength building challenges that they say that are difficult but fun. Marathoners, let me see. The classes are geared to get people into shape for everyday life, not just for Tough Mudder competitions. One big claim they make is that their classes will keep people engaged and inspired to continue training. Marathons are boring, their website states, so are gyms. We reinvented endurance events. Now we're reinventing your workout. The site also explains the difference between the Tough Mudder obstacle course events that have been popular in the past few years and what people can expect from the classes in the boot camp. There are 6 types of classes that Tough Mudder Boot Camp said are built against 4 fitness pillars: power, strength, endurance, and agility. Each class uses a tech platform that delivers movements at each class station. There are also new daily workouts to keep the experience diverse. The Tough Mudder Boot Camp in Burlington says classes are ongoing now, though they are holding a grand opening celebration on Saturday, June 2nd from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. Attendees at the event will be given an opportunity to tour the facility and try a free class. There will also be food, drinks, music, and giveaways. During the event, guests can also try the human hamster wheel, this sounds like fun, to test their upper body strength. Finally, there will be some kind of competition between the Burlington Police Department and the Burlington Fire Department. Now that sounds like fun. The official first day of summer is June 21st. The Burlington Park and Recreation Department is already hard at work lining up a big series of summer events. BNews reporter Robert Paris went to learn more about what's in store for the season and files this report.
Summer. A great way to spend it with friends, family, and the Burlington Parks and Recreation Department. This week I went down to the rec and caught up with their director, Brendan Egan, about the upcoming events that are coming this summer.
We have an action-packed summer, as we usually do. The program staff has worked really hard on putting together a solid brochure of programs and events, special events, music, concerts, children's shows, performances. So we're really excited for this summer. The maintenance staff has done a great job preparing the parks, getting them ready for lots of outdoor enjoyment.
The summer events are endless this year.
So we have our summer concert in movie series coming up. The summer concerts start on Tuesday, June 19th. Our children's shows begin on Monday, the 25th. And then our movies begin on June 20th. On June 9th, we have a mountain bike event over at the Landlocked Forest. We have our Great American Campout on June 25th. And then at the end of the summer, we're going to have our Ice Palace Day, which we did as part of the 50th anniversary last year. And of course, who can forget, a summer wouldn't be a summer without Celebrate Burlington. So that is scheduled for August the 4th, which is the first Saturday in August. Hopefully there will be fireworks again this year and a full day of inflatables and games and Burlington nonprofit groups and businesses on the Common. From 11 to 4, then 5 to 7 is a car show over at Simons Park, and then followed by band from 7 to 9, and then fireworks at 9 o'clock, hopefully. So it looks good, fun-filled summer.
There's always something new happening at the Burlington Parks and Recreation Department.
We do have some new programs in our brochure. As we do each season, we try to add different programs, new programs. So this year we have a cricket event. Come out and learn to play cricket. Great family activity. For kids, we have a program called Scratch Programming, which is a computer-based programming program that was developed through MIT, and great opportunity for kids to do some animation and stuff. We have field hockey, so something that we're trying new and another sport. Adults, we have a cartooning class, so for those adults that wanted to try their hand at cartooning, we have a great instructor that's going to teach that.
Unfortunately, this event will not be returning for the season.
We aren't going to do the farmers market. We had a 3-year run. First year was really well attended. The second year, we had some, we moved it to the town common. It went okay, but numbers dropped as we got midsummer. And then last year, we brought it over to Grandview Farm. And again, the numbers were good in the beginning, and then they started to drop off. And really for the farmers and the vendors that come, they need to see that consistent, they're making a commitment to be here each week. So we're taking a summer off. We have been approached by someone about possibly bringing it back next year in a different location, and hopefully we can make that work.
The staff at the Burlington Parks and Rec Department would like to thank you for making the department for what it is today.
We're about making memories and providing great programs. So we hope that people take something positive away from the summer.
From the Burlington Parks and Recreation Department, I'm Robert Paris for BNEWS Weekly.
Department, one of the most innovative and creative in the state. Local residents have been hard at work learning about public safety and related subjects. The Middlesex Sheriff's Office announced that it concluded its 3rd Special Citizens Academy with a graduation ceremony and lunch for over 20 participants who completed the 4-week program designed for adults with developmental disabilities who have an interest in public safety. Middlesex Sheriff Peter Katusian said the program is a great way for local residents to learn about his office, law enforcement, and areas of personal safety improvement, which is important to them. He says the Academy gives these members of our community an opportunity to meet and interact with deputies, corrections officers, and other law enforcement officers in an educational environment. Seeing the smiles on the cadets' faces as they learn from these professionals is heartwarming, and their enthusiasm is simply infectious, says Katusian. Cadets at the Academy attend classes on issues such as internet safety and awareness, fire safety and first aid, and scam prevention. They also witnessed demonstrations from the Sheriff's Office and National Park Service canine units and met members of the Special Operations and Command Center staffs. Families and local officials were invited to attend the graduation at the MSO Training Academy in Chelmsford, where cadets heard from Sheriff Katusian and Chris Scott, Executive Director of the Valley Collaborative in Billerica. One Burlington religious organization is looking to reach out to those suffering from addiction and their loved ones by offering comfort and information. The United Church of Christ Congregational at 6 Lexington Street is holding an opioid crisis talk on Sunday, July 1st, 2018 at 9:30 a.m. 9:30 a.m. Many cities and towns around our country are struggling with our nation's opioid epidemic, and Burlington is no exception. Reverend Angela Wells said in an invite to the event, "Most people know someone who has been touched by this crisis. Because we are committed to helping our community, the United Church of Christ Congregational in Burlington will be hosting a service dedicated to this issue." Margie Taylor, a volunteer with AmeriCorps, will be the guest speaker to talk about the opioid epidemic, how people can support others who are struggling, what resources are available to help those affected, and how this crisis is affecting our wider community. Taylor is a PAARI volunteer, which stands for Police Assisted Addiction Recovery Initiative. She works at the Burlington Police Department to help individuals and families who are affected by drug addiction. This program is open to everyone personally impacted by opioid addiction, or anyone who has a loved one is affected, or people who just want to learn more about the issue and or what they can do to help. We go now to BNEWS weatherman Peter Brown in our Weather Center for the latest forecast. We also check out the community calendar with Maddie Shipka to see what's happening in Burlington.
Well, hello everyone, and this is Peter Brown with a look at your weather for the next 7 days coming up. Now, starting out our period on Friday, if you're coming to the BCAT annual awards night and meeting, we are going to have some really nice conditions, that's for sure. We're going to see temperatures, look at this starting out on June 1st. Can you believe we've already made it to June? Temperatures a little bit above where they should be at this time of the year, up near 80, so a fairly pleasant day if you have to be out and about during the day. And actually a very nice night, too, for the end of our awards. When we're stepping out of there, it'll be temperatures in the low 60s and getting down to the upper 50s overnight. Now, of course, as we get towards the end of the period, we're looking in towards getting on into the middle of June, and that's getting us pretty close to the seasonal start of summer coming up. So those really nice warm temperatures are here to stay, that's for certain. And of course, as you notice right here, our days are going to keep getting a little bit longer until probably about June 21st or so. But there is plenty of daylight out there. Great time to get out and do whatever you have to get done. Now, as we go ahead, I'm going to show you a little bit about what's going to be going on with our weather for the next 7 days. Now, as I mentioned before, it looks like we're going to be starting out our weekend on the fairly nice side, really going on Friday again, temperatures up in the upper 70s to near 80. Now, once we get by that time on Friday and Saturday, we are going to see a front slide through the Burlington area and through the rest of southern New England, and that's going to kind of set up shop out here over the open ocean, and this low pressure center combined with this other little low here that might be a piece of the remnants of that subtropical storm Alberto that just affected the Gulf of Mexico. That's going to bring some cooler temperatures and maybe some showery conditions into our area, maybe going out all the way into next Tuesday or maybe even Wednesday. Now, thereafter, after we get by the middle portion of the week, we're going to see another cold front sweep down from central Canada, and this is going to bring down some very, very dry weather for us, really bone dry, desert dry type of air. And actually fairly pleasant, though. Temperatures we're going to be seeing in the upper 60s to lower 70s, so if you like hot weather, unfortunately, doesn't look like there's going to be a lot of that coming around, but we are going to have some nice fair weather skies once this second front makes it through the Burlington area. Now, as we go ahead, let's take a look at some of those temperatures and the weather that we're expecting again for the next 7 days. Again, if you're joining us for that, great, for the annual meeting and awards ceremony on Friday night, we're going to have maybe some spot showers and thunderstorms as we get towards the end of Friday. Again, temperatures in the upper 70s and near 80 with a little bit of a humid feel to the air. Now, getting into Saturday, this is when that first front kind of moves by us, and we're going to see a little bit of those remnants from that subtropical storm Alberto passing towards our west, and that's going to give us a little bit of a cooler onshore flow along with the chance of some scattered showers. And look at this. Looks like we keep that rain threat all the way into Monday and maybe even a little bit into Tuesday morning. But look at this. When we get into Sunday and Monday, temperatures pretty cool again. Temperatures down in the low 60s, so well below normal again for our temperatures as we start into June. But look at this. As we head towards the end of the week, we have that second cold front coming through the southern New England and Burlington area, and we are going to see some much better conditions. Really dry weather. No rain in sight, and temperatures fairly pleasant in the low to mid 70s. So everyone, get out there, enjoy the weather, and we'll see you at the meeting.
I'm Maddie Shipka, and this is your community calendar. Who says summer reading is for kids? On June 1st through August 31st, the Burlington Public Library will be having an ongoing event for summer reading for adults. Participants will be able to record their book titles either online or at the library. Prizes will be drawn monthly. For more information about the ongoing event, please visit burlington.com, burlington.org, or call 781-270-1690. Come and enjoy a variety of music from local performers. On Saturday, June 9th, Temple Shalom Emeth in Burlington will be having an open coffee house. Enjoy some delicious dessert and some talented musicians from around the area. Doors open at 7 p.m. and the coffee house begins at 7:15 p.m. Everyone is welcome to the event. Admission is $15 and tickets will also be available at the door. For more information about the event, visit www.shalomemeth.org or call 781-272-2351. Walk for a good cause. On Saturday, June 9th, starting at 5 p.m., Relay for Life of Burlington will be having their annual Walk for Cancer fundraiser at the Burlington High School varsity field. Relay is staffed and coordinated by volunteers in thousands of communities in 27 countries. These volunteers give their time and effort because they believe it's time to take action against cancer. Everyone is welcome to the event. For more information, please email Amber Anthony at amber.anthony@cancer.org or call 580-270-4642. I'm Maddie Shipka, and this has been your Community Calendar.
Burlington sports season is now all about the playoffs. For the latest Red Devil action, we go now to BNEWS sports reporter Matt DiMarzio for this week's sports report.
Hey everyone, this is Matt DiMarzio here for a weekly sports report. The spring season is wrapping up this week, and while wins and championships are important, what's happening Friday at Marvin Field might be the biggest event of the year. As the softball team hosts Chelmsford at 3:30 p.m., it will be Strikeout Cancer Day, and longtime bus driver Dottie Yaden will be the inspiration of the day for the Red Devils, a Burlington High Athletic Hall of Famer for her unyielding devotion to the softball team and every sport at BHS. Yaden is currently fighting breast cancer, and the Burlington athletic community is rallying around its #1 fan. Fans are asked to wear pink and help out with some donations at Friday's game with the Lions. Speaking of the softball team, the girls have already wrapped up one of 3 Middlesex League Freedom Division championships for Burlington this spring. The girls' tennis team and the baseball team have also won league titles. The state tournament begins next week and will have these 3 teams and the boys lacrosse team all competing in the playoffs. The track teams participated in the Division III state finals last weekend and had several athletes advance to this week's all-state meet in Fitchburg. Leading the way for the Red Devils was Rishi Prakash, who was the state's Division III champion in the mile in just over 4 minutes and 25 seconds. And that is all for your weekly sports report. I'm Matt DiMarzio, and we'll send it back to you guys in the studio.
One place where there is always a lot happening is the Senior Center. We go now to Council on Aging Director Marge McDonald for the latest senior news.
Hello. It has been a very long 13 months, but we can definitely see the light at the end of the tunnel, and it is more than just a pinprick of light. You will hear this again, so don't worry if over the course of the next month you don't catch all of it. On Wednesday, June 27th at 7 p.m., we will close for business and activities and reopen on Thursday, July 5th. We will be able to take phone calls, or at least call you back if you call us. And we will take folks for medical rides, but the physical building will be closed. So if you have any business you need to do between June 28th and July 4th, please make sure you come in before we close on Wednesday, June 27th. Hopefully, about a week later, Veterans and Board of Health will be moving back in as well. The Independence Day Parade will be taking place at 11 a.m. on July 4th. If you would like to walk with the COA and or ride in our van, please sign up or call to let the receptionist know you want to walk with us for the parade. Of course, the incentive to walk with us is you get to be the first to see the finished Senior Center. I am very excited to have Mal Allard, Director of Memory Care at Peregrine Senior Living and founder of Their Real World, coming to speak to us on Monday, June 4th at 1 p.m. We will be presenting Got Confusion? Memory Loss. How does that feel? If you have loved ones or friends with memory loss, I suggest you come to this workshop. Ms. Allard has also trained Burlington's EMTs in working with patients with memory disorders. You may call us Monday morning even to RSVP. Lunch will be served. This is one event not to be missed. Also on Monday at 9 a.m., Detective Anne Marie Brown will be here in Lynn Reynolds' place for coffee. Come talk to Detective Brown and enjoy some coffee and pastry or donuts. On Wednesday, June 6th, the new New Orleans Jazz Band will be here at 12 noon, and they will also be here at 7 p.m. on Monday, June 11th and 25th. On Wednesday, June 13th, we will be showing a Bollywood movie complete with snacks and drinks. And last but not least, the government has started the very long process of sending out new cards that do not have your Social Security number on them. No one will call you asking for your information before sending out your card or for money to pay for your new card. And you may not receive it until spring of 2019, even if your best friend, spouse, and or neighbor has already received theirs. If you receive a call regarding your new Social Security card, please do not give them any information. Hang up, and if you are worried, call the police or the outreach workers at the COA. When you do receive your new card, make sure you shred the old one. Either cut it up in little pieces and throw them out in separate weeks, or use a shredder. You can bring them to the COA as well. That's all for now. I'm Marge McDonald, and I hope to see you at the Senior Center.
Another week, another photo to highlight. This week we have a photo showing a development project that is center of a lot of interest from an angle that is usually not seen. It was sent in by Joe Brown of JoeBrownPhotos.com, our local photographer around Burlington for years, who took out his new drone for a flight over the shops at Simons Park that are now under construction in the former Building 19.5 site. Joe said this shot is from about 300 feet in the air. Thanks for the photo, Joe. We'd like to see your photos. They could be of something you see around town, the weather outside your own door, or even photos of your family members, friends, and pets and neighbors. Whatever you think is interesting and would like to share with us and the community. Email your photos to bcat@bcattv.org with the subject line Photo of the Week. That's it from the news desk here at BNEWS Weekly. I'm Phil Gallagher, along with BNEWS Director Rich Hosford, John Vias, Robert Parris, Peter Brown, Maddie Shipka, Matt DiMarzio, and Marge McDonald. Thank you for joining us.